What is up, homies? Welcome back to another trailer reaction from Heroes Reforged. We are doing the reaction to the new Super Bowl trailer for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. But before we do the trailer reaction, I want to let you know that we just crossed 1,500 patrons on Patreon. Thank you all so much. We've officially unlocked X-Men the Animated Series that'll be coming out every Saturday on Patreon. Check it out. There's a lot of really good stuff on there. Moon Knight is coming soon. We'll be doing that along with the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. Plenty of more content on the way. It supports the channel. It allows us to continue doing really cool stuff, making new videos, and I'm very excited to be doing X-Men the Animated Series. Of course.
Look at the merch. Merch
all the links are down in the description below. We were informed immediately when this trailer dropped to get the language off the internet. So, I don't know what that means, but I'm a little nervous.
After Spider-Man No Way Home, like, it could mean anything. I have no idea what it
literally could mean anything.
Expectations not too high, but not too low.
I'm sweating because I'm just nervous.
My expectations are like down here only because I don't want to trick myself into being like, oh, well, this is gonna happen and then be disappointed.
No, I know.
Yeah.
Expectations, floor level.
I got faith. Sam Raimi.
Trust.
Doing
We trust.
Stephen Strange.
I know. Sam Raimi.
Here we go.
Eyeballs.
Every night, I dream.
Damn.
Is that the House of M house?
Sweet.
Whoa, what the hell?
Yo.
Yeah, shirtless.
The nightmare
Shirtless
begins.
Steven. All right.
Papacito.
He works out.
I did what I had to do
What? Yeah, because of No Way Home.
to protect our world.
Yep.
You cannot control everything, Strange.
Oh no.
Sweet.
Whoa,
Yeah,
Sam Raimi gets a
Stan.
title card? Let's go.
And we don't know who or what will walk through it.
Oh. She's married.
Wanda,
Oh.
what do you know about the multiverse?
Viz had his theories.
Nice.
He believed it was dangerous.
Oh, whoa.
Ancient
He was
superhero.
Love his music, too.
So good.
I'm sorry, Stephen.
Mordo.
She would tell.
Desecration of reality will not go unpunished.
Ooh.
Whoa, what the hell?
Ultron bots?
We should tell him the truth.
What? What? Who was
Wait a
that?
second.
What's that?
Hold on.
Sweet. Hell yeah.
Yo, was that Professor Xavier?
Just got out of hand.
Oh, do you think the Illuminati's in this?
Yo.
You break the rules. Look out!
Oh my God.
I do it. I become
That
the
looks like the
enemy.
comic book version. Whoa.
Is that the house from WandaVision?
That doesn't seem fair.
Oh, she's gonna be a bad guy. She's gonna be a bad guy. She's gonna be the bad guy.
Oh, nice. America
Oh
Chavez.
my God. Oh
That's not a zombie Wanda, is it?
Who was that?
What the hell?
What is that?
What the hell?
Whoa.
Oh my God.
Rachel McAdams.
my
happy
God.
to
Yo,
meet her again.
was that
Like,
Patrick
oh
Stewart's
my
voice in that trailer?
Oh
I
my
don't
God.
know, dude.
I'm
That was
going
a
back and I'm
trip.
playing it again.
I'm playing as we're talking. This is going to be looping in the background. So okay, so first of all, we possibly start off with the House of House of M. Maybe looks very
Yeah,
similar to the comics. Oh my God. Okay.
We're all just like watching it silently.
That's Patrick Stewart. I'm telling you.
You sure about that? You sure about that?
I come on. You don't know what Patrick Stewart looks like. You're the biggest Trekkie in the f***ing room, Hector. Jesus Christ.
I know
Oh
what
my
he looks
God.
and sounds like. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. It would be really interesting to be introduced to the concept of the Illuminati in a multiverse
Holy
version of
shit.
the Illuminati, where
Right,
Charles Xavier from some other universe and Stephen Strange from some other universe and Iron from some other universe and so on and so forth are all part of some protecting the multiverse Illuminati, guiding it, making sure that it doesn't break or whatever. Because I thought when he was getting escorted, I was like, is this the TVA? Is this the Time
Yeah.
Variance
Right.
Authority?
But then it's got those like Ultron bots, and I'm like, what the hell is
Yeah.
that?
I'm like, this
those
is
are
for some sort of-
definitely Ultron-based bots.
Dude, I'm gonna say this. I'm like, it could be Stark Tech because again,
Yeah.
they could pull a Stark, whether it's Robert Downey Jr. or some other actor playing a version of Tony Stark from another universe. It could be multiversal versions of these characters. And a part of me is so stoked on that just because of the fact it's an excuse one more time to get Patrick Stewart as Charles Xavier. But another part of me is kind of a little bummed because it's like I would have loved to have seen the MCU's version of the Illuminati. And ultimately we'll never get that because in the MCU, Tony Stark is gone. Before we really introduced the MCU's version of Charles Xavier, Reed Richards, and so on and so forth. So but this is a way around that to introduce that concept, to bring back Charles Xavier, and to maybe have other actors play T'Challa because Chadwick is no longer with us, to have other actors play a Reed Richards before we've even met the MCU's Reed Richards. You know what I mean? So does that mean we're going to get Ian Gruffield from the 2 Fantastic Four movies, or what's his name from Fantastic Four in 2015? Like it's just I don't think it's just an insane amount of potentiality. That's all. That's just crazy. It's crazy.
I don't even think it's that finite, Hector. What I think is happening is if we get the Illuminati, it's not necessarily going to be the Illuminati that we have, that we know and love so far, right? Because the Illuminati from the comics is essentially just the leaders of the main teams getting together and say, "Hey guys, let's not fight. Let's not fight, and let's work together. And we need to call the shots, right?
Let's be preemptive with these threats, like the Skrulls. We should probably go over there and kick the Skrulls' asses because before they like rise up again. Right. Exactly.
It's just a way where like everybody kind of calls a truce if there's any beef, and you come together and you try to make decisions. So I'm guessing that the Illuminati, if we do get the Illuminati, is going to be elevated to like a TVA or like some kind of like multiversal level, which means that maybe the concept of that is just going to be completely different than from the comics, right?
Very true.
I'm also thinking that it might not necessarily even be an Earth-based type of thing anymore. So I don't know. Keep going.
Now you're getting into, because Reed Richards of the Fantastic Four was one of the members of the Illuminati. There's also a thing that they've introduced in Jonathan Hickman comics of the past 10 years, where there's a council of Reeds from across the multiverse. Just Reed Richards' alone is already an interesting concept, to have a bunch of different Reed Richards from across different realities communicating and, figuring stuff out. So like, you're right. I think that it might be the Illuminati remixed with the concept of like the Council of Reeds, remixed with maybe the TVA or a similar ish organization.
Right.
I don't know. Me and Augustine are going nuts. Adam, what's going through your head right now?
I'm just like tapping. I'm frame by framing through this trailer and trying to see if I can spot anything. But
I'm trying to find Jason Bourne in London or something. Like what?
Talk to us about Papa Raimi, and what do you think of the cinematography and the direction of this?
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that they gave Sam Raimi a title card is really, really cool.
Love it.
It doesn't happen that often that we get direct, like Chloe Zhao got one, but it's because she won an Oscar. So they were like really banking on that prestige to like really bring a lot of like, weight and all that stuff to the Eternals. But it's really cool that he gets a title card. But it is pretty much what I would expect from Sam Raimi. It's I mean, especially now because he kind of has free reign to do almost anything, because it is Marvel Studios and they have, you can throw anything at the wall and they have a budget for it, more or less. So this is really like him getting the opportunity to do something where his talents are fully unleashed. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. I love the idea that Phase 4 introduces a lot more of the horror element. And we've seen some of that in Moon Knight. This looks like it's going to have some of it. Blade will certainly touch on that. And that is my jam. I mean, I don't know if they're necessarily zombie versions of Wanda that we saw in this, and Doctor Strange and maybe America Chavez, I don't know. But the fact that What If has done that, the fact that characters have looks in this movie that are scarier than what we've seen them as before. Even Wanda as a character, like the things that she can conjure and the universes she can tap into, her power alone, and even Doctor Strange's, like it very much embraces the horror element. And I love that so much. So on top of everything you guys said, this now cuts into Marvel lore that I don't know anything about. So I'm looking at this as an outside, like a newcomer, more or less, looking outside in, thinking like, okay, if we are showcasing,
I didn't even notice the dinosaurs in one of these shots.
Yeah, there's dinosaurs. I know. That's what I'm saying. There's like so much stuff in here.
Sorry,
But,
you were
you know,
saying if we're showcasing.
if this is an opportunity to really, if it really is an exploration of the multiverse and how crazy it can be, and they are swinging it, you know, for the fences, and they're going, let's bring in Patrick Stewart as Xavier, let's bring in, you know, Miles Teller as Reed Richards, let's bring in, I don't know, I saw like on Twitter there was like a rumor that Tom Cruise was going to play an alternate version of Tony Stark.
Yeah.
If they're really doing that kind of crazy stuff, that is exciting.
Yes.
And exactly, this is the perfect movie to do it. And if it's just for a cameo capacity, and in the future we'll meet the MCU, like our Earth or their Earth's version of Professor X, the Fantastic Four, I'm fine with them doing it. You know, I know when we talked about Spider-Man No Way Home, I said like that's the perfect movie to do it. I don't want to see them do it again, but it also really depends on the context. And this movie, the context isn't exactly bringing all those characters together as like a celebration. Like you're not going to see Doctor Strange and the X-Men from Fox battling out the villain, right? It's just going to be an exploration of what the multiverse potentially possesses, and that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, and it feels like from that fan service level, it does feel like Doctor Strange could be the movie that's like, who's behind this door? Oh, what a fun cameo. Okay, goodbye.
Exactly.
It's not really like that, the like sort of vital to the story. And in the same way, I don't necessarily want to see if we're getting cameos like that, like Tom Cruise and shit. Fans on the internet, please hold your horses. Don't start saying like, cool, now Tom Cruise can be Tony Stark
Iron
going
Man.
forward. Like,
no.
Bring him in. Like, let's do Iron Man 4 with Tom Cruise. Like, because as soon as we saw Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans,
give us Spider-Man 4, give us Amazing Spider-Man 3.
Bring them back again. Bring the like, and now for every Spider-Man movie going forward should be the 3 Spider-Mans teaming. Like, it's just this thing of like, no,
that
don't
novelty
do that.
wears off real quick.
Yes, exactly. And it's always been tricky. It's always been tricky doing stuff with the multiverse, even within the comics. You can't do it too much because then it loses its value.
Right.
And the main, what's it called now? The sacred timeline loses its importance as well. You don't want to get too
cheapens,
diluted.
Yeah, it cheapens the character arcs that we already have.
Right.
And I doubt, and I think Marvel is smart enough to know what they did with Endgame, what they did with Tony Stark's character, what the original Avengers mean. I also feel like these types of movies are a way to play nice with the fandom. If you think about what they did with all the Spider-Men, it's like, cool, guys, we heard you. We understand this. We know there's beef. These Spider-Men love each other. They're going to see each other, and then the story's going to end, right?
Love it.
So I think that that's what's going to happen. They're going to say, look, we have this multiversal Illuminati. We're going to see a Charles Xavier, because if Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield Spider-Man exist, then the Fox
everything
franchise,
exists.
X-Men exists.
Ben Affleck's Daredevil exists.
Yeah, exactly. Like all of that stuff exists. So what we're going to do is say, hey, look, just by Xavier being on screen says all of that exists.
Yeah.
You don't have to show the X-Men. You don't have to get into their story. You just say, look, Xavier exists. That universe is in its own pocket over there, but we're going to do our own X-Men on this side. So I feel like you're right, Hector. The internet will take things and run with it. But given that how well planned this movie looks out and how well planned Spider-Man was and everything like that, gives me 100% confidence that they know that they need to cast their own X-Men, that they need to do their own thing, that their own stories need to be told while paying homage to the rest of the stories.
Right.
That's what I'm seeing from these movies, and so hopefully I'm right. We'll see though, because there's no reason for them to talk crap or not include or ignore a specific thing that already happened, because everything that we see now in this Multiverse of Madness, everything up until Infinity War and Endgame, all built off of X-Men 1 and Blade and everything that came in the late 90s and early 2000s, right? So they know this. Kevin Feige, Kevin Feige knows this.
I mean, Kevin Feige was an associate producer on the very first X-Men. Like, he's been with these movies since the beginning.
Homie's been around since the very beginning. He knows this stuff. He's lived it. So I think, if anything, we're going to get very nice homages to all the other stuff we've seen, because this is the Multiverse of Madness. It's in the name.
That's right.
They're going to give us some craziness. And I think it's just going to be like, for some reason, I feel like whatever we saw in Spider-Man, we're going to get that again here out of some crazy capacity. So,
and I think again, because of the acquisition of Fox, I do think that they could use this movie to cherry pick what they want and bring it into the MCU. Like Deadpool is the perfect example for that. Deadpool is a character that we know that Ryan Reynolds is actively developing Deadpool 3. And it's not going to, even though Fox might release it, like it might be a 20th Century Studios release, they're still going to make it an MCU movie. Like, what's the point of not doing any more X-Men, but doing Deadpool, and then he's disconnected from that franchise, and then he can't interact with any of those characters because they're not making, like, it's just so messy. It's easier to just say, we took Deadpool, we sucked him into our universe, and now he's a part of the MCU, and he'll acknowledge it, and it's fine, and we move forward, and that's it. And we'll do our own X-Men movies, and he's going to be like, oh, now I have to interact with a third Professor X. Jesus Christ, you know. So it doesn't matter at that point.
I think we're all really excited about all of this potential stuff, but like that trailer still. The trailer, I'm like, continue to watch silently.
Yeah, it's playing on a loop.
Dude. It's a rad trailer.
May 6th. I wish it was March 26th. I'm a little bummed that we have to wait an extra couple months. This almost would have been here, but whatever. We'll wait a little bit longer. It'll be worth it. We can't wait. Let us know in the comments below. What are your theories about Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness? Whether or not you think some of these characters are part of the Illuminati, whether you think some of these characters will get integrated into the MCU. What does it mean for the future of the X-Men? I know everyone's going to have a theory. Post it down in the comments below. If you enjoyed the reaction, consider subscribing. We've got plenty more videos on the channel, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!
Can't believe we saw Rintra. That's so cool. What an obscure character.